Welcome back. I call this deck Banish Beatdown. The name consists of 3 parts. It is a deck comprised of water monsters with high attack, which means it is a beatdown variant, and it utilizes many monsters and spells that set up the grave with water monsters in order to banish them and then bring them back primarily with Dimension Fusion. To enhance the beatdown strategy, I opted to incorporate 3 copies of the field spell Umiiruka. That raises the attack stats of all water monsters on the field by 500 points, while decreasing the defense stats by 400 points. The conventional way of flooding the board with high-level water monsters is by means of big wave, small wave. When we activate this normal spell card, we destroy as many face-up water monsters on our side of the field, and then special summon from our hand up to the same number of water monsters destroyed by this effect. The 4 prime targets we want to summon to the field are 2 copies of Gogiga Gagagigo. That normally requires 2 monsters for his tribute summon, and is rivaled by no other goat water monsters in his 2950 attack points. And moreover, 2 copies of Suijin, which has built-in protection whenever the opponent is to attack over it and tries to get rid of Suijin in battle. Suijin also requires 2 monsters as tribute fodder when brought out in a conventional way. To confine the tribute fodder requirements to merely 1 monster, we may utilize the level 4 1500 attack water monster Unshaven Angler. I only chose to include 1 copy of him due to the fact that he can be searched for and brought out directly from the deck onto the field by the water floater Mother Grizzly. Now, onto the conventional way of bringing out the big beaters, thanks to which this deck can be considered a chaos variant of a water beatdown deck. First of all, we want to fill our grave with high-level water monsters by discarding them and thereby trigger the effect of our Abyss Soldier, and compulse 1 card on the field or to trigger potential mass removal via Tribe-Infecting Virus. Alternative ways are the discard outlets of Morphing Jar, Card Destruction, or Lightening Vortex. Secondly, after the grave has been filled with water beaters, we again can, if we have access to Premature Burial, go the conventional route, and revive them from our grave. Abyss Soldier can be used to recycle Premature Burial and hence letting us revive yet a 2nd or potentially 3rd water monster from our grave. Finally, I want to elaborate on the unconventional way to special summon banished water monsters with Dimension Fusion. By paying 2000 life points, both players may special summon as many of the banished monsters onto their side of the field respectively. And how do we banish our water monsters? After we set up the grave with at least 2 water monsters, for instance, by discarding them, we may then proceed and banish 2 of them from the grave onto the banish pile to special summon Fenrir, a 1400 attacker with Umiiruka, a 1900 beatstick. With 1900 attack points, Fenrir is very likely to be able to destroy opposing monsters. Whenever Fenrir does so, the opponent has to skip his or her next draw phase, an effect not to neglect, as its impact resembles the almighty and in Go format banned Yatagarasu. An alternative way to banish water monsters from our grave is Lekunga, with Umiiruka, a 2200 attack point strong beatstick. By banishing exactly 2 water monsters from our grave, Lekunga special summons a token to our side of the field. Being a big beatstick and dealing with multiple cards from the opponent's back row, whenever properly tribute summoned, makes Mobius the Frost Monarch a force to be reckoned with in this deck. Other options in dealing with opposing Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction, or Torrential Tribute include 3 copies of Royal Decree that negates all trap cards on the field. Lastly, I play the Trinity, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, and Delinquent Duo. And to round off the deck profile, I play the one Snatch Steal. That's it for this deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, your Retro Expert.